Hi there, it's Xenia with Sweet Earth, and I'm here to show you how we care for our dahlias during the growing season. Now, dahlias are a high maintenance crop. They're big feeders, they need a lot of water and a lot of TLC. So this is what we do here at Sweet Earth. So first off, we have pinched many of our dahlias when they're about a foot or so tall. We've gone and pinched their growing stem, and that helps produce a stem that is a harvestable stem that we could use. But there were times when we've missed some, or we just couldn't get to all of them, and we end up with some pretty thick stalks like this here. Not to worry, we took this, we harvested the middle stem here, the growing tip, and now that's going to allow these to grow nice and tall. When we harvest, we will take a deep cut and cut down here to allow these side shoots to continue growing and give us tall stems. So if you didn't get a chance to pinch your dahlias, not to worry. So we've pinched them. We also take some time to deadhead. We will take some center stems here to allow these side shoots to keep going. So center stems and some damaged blooms or discolored blooms, will deadhead those. In addition, you'll see that we've corralled our dahlias. Every 6 to 8 feet or so, we have put wooden stakes, and we use this twine to corral them. We've tried other methods. We've tried this Hortonova netting, but that's too kind of cumbersome and tedious when it comes to harvesting. And we have too many dahlias to stake them individually. So far, this is what's working for us. You'll also notice that we have cleared or stripped the bottom leaves off of these plants here. Excuse me. And that we've done that for a couple of reasons. That improves airflow, so it helps mitigate against fungal diseases. It also helps with some pest pressure and gives them less plants and leaves to crawl up onto to get to our blooms. It also gives us a clear line of sight for when we want to feed our soil and fertilize our plants. And we're going to do that here today. So I wanted to show you what it is we use. First off, we are really focused on developing and nurturing our soil. And so we feed our soil with molasses. Now, molasses is what's needed by the microbes, the soil biology. They require that sugar in order to break down the nutrients and make those available to the plants. And so we use a molasses product called Hybrix. We mix that with our fish and seaweed. That gives our plants extra macro and micronutrients. And we mix them in the recommended ratios according to the label in a 5-gallon bucket, and we apply that directly to the root base. We do that every 3 to 4 weeks, more like 4 weeks, and that will help produce strong, healthy plants with good coloring, big blooms. We monitor the health of our plants using the Brix method. We every week take samples of our plants and test them and monitor their sap through a refractometer that shows us what the sugar level is, and that'll give us an idea as to how healthy the plant is. The other thing that we do is we monitor for pest pressure. So we have earwigs we're dealing with, Japanese beetles this time of year, and so there are times if the pressure is intense enough that we use some diatomaceous earth. Now, this is a natural element. It comes in powder form, and we'll sprinkle that onto the buds or the blooms, and that will help combat that pest pressure. We try not to use this unless it's absolutely necessary. We'd rather come out and pick the beetles and such off the plants early in the morning. They seem to be slower. Or feeding the soil produces a healthy plant, and they're better able to fend off the pest pressure on their own. So that is on an as needed basis. But as you can see, there's a lot to do in taking care and growing dahlia plants. Besides planting the tubers, there's also pinching them and deadheading them, staking them, feeding the soil, fertilizing the plant if necessary, watering them. We have not had to stick to a very regular watering schedule because we've had a lot of rain, but these do require a consistent watering throughout the season. But they produce some beautiful blooms that we are very proud of and include in our flower CSA, our Dahlia CSA, as well as using for weddings and events.